The San Diego congressman who represents Camp Pendleton is concerned about how federal layoffs could impact not only workers but also military veterans.
Representative Mike Levin tells NBC7's Joey Safchik why he is calling for more details about the layoffs within the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Joining the ranks at Workshop for Warriors lit a spark in Iris Wilkins, who says it took 5 years after transitioning out of the service to find her civilian footing.
I was excited to get out and be a mom, but then I felt like I was immediately kicked out of all my military life.
After 6 years in the Marine Corps,
Got out as a sergeant, was in leadership positions.
the mother of 2 found herself out of work in the middle of the pandemic.
For me, it was super scary.
Wilkins feels the VA needs more investment, not less, in everything from housing to mental health care.
That some of the housing assistance that they offer, you can't really receive until you spent your first night on the streets. And as a mom of 2, I'm not doing that. So
Representative Mike Levin says he's worried about people who wind up in those kinds of positions as the Department of Veterans Affairs lays off 1,000 employees.
I call DOGE destruction of government by Elon, and that's really what it has been.
The VA says the layoffs will save the department some $98 million a year, which the department says will be spent instead on services and benefits.
I'm very concerned about the lack of transparency and the lack of accountability.
A spokesperson for Representative Darrell Issa, the only Republican who speaks for San Diego in Congress, praised Secretary of Veterans Affairs Doug Collins, saying the VA is fortunate to have his leadership and he will make significant improvements in a department that has fallen short so many times.
I think it is more than reasonable to have a good faith discussion about eliminating waste at the VA, but there is a way to go about this.
Levin says that must include Congress, which holds the constitutional power of the purse. He also expressed concerns about the VA becoming privatized and the prospect of losing housing programs for veterans.
I am focused on those things that are directly harmful to our region and that are irreversible.
For Wilkins, support from veterans programs allowed her to weld a life that a few years ago was beyond imagination.
5 years to go from couch surfing to homeowner and had a household for my kids.
Questions persist about the potential impact of other federal job losses for San Diego. Representative Levin says he's particularly disturbed by any loss of funding for medical research and cuts to education. Joey Safchik, NBC7.